Hello students, good morning, and again I am here to continue the last chapter, that is the reproduction in uh, organisms. Children, I had touched the important aspects, but I think there are some few more which I will talk about in this video. Firstly, in the number of chromosomes chart of different organisms, I had mentioned that against some of the organisms, they were in diploid, they were blanks. They have left it. There nothing is mentioned. Actually, you have to practice that and you have to put the numbers there. If the diploid is there, you have to put the haploid number. So just go through that. It will be easily you can do that because diploid is 2n and haploid is n. So haploid will be half of the diploid number. So that you can do. So I had just touched this and I thought to elaborate it a little more so that you don't find any difficulty in doing this. And then other parts of this chapter regarding the asexual reproduction, the offsprings are called clone. Why they are called clone? Because it is only a cell division which is taking place and a single parent is involved. So if something is come out like as a new offspring, as a new organism from that parent body, then what will happen? The same type of, the similar, not only similar, it's identical offspring will be produced, isn't it? So a part of that parent body is coming out and becoming a new organism, new individual. So it will be exactly same, it will be identical. So that is what they are called clones. And in sexual reproduction, the offsprings are similar because the two parent involvement, the parents are carrying ancestral genetic material which is being transferred to the offspring. So they are similar but not identical, except in the case of twins, identical twins or not identical twins. In identical twins, what happens? The zygote breaks, splits into two parts, and then two offsprings are developed, two fetus are developed. So that is the babies when delivered are the identical twins, and when two sperms fuse with two ovum or eggs, then it is not identical twins. So this case condition is different. So like this, you have to go into the deeper parts also sometimes in this chapter. So what are the differences between sexual and asexual reproduction? That also you have to remember, because these questions come generally they are there in the exams. So in asexual reproduction, what is happening? Mainly DNA copying is happening. So DNA copying means with the cell apparatus it is being transferred to the daughter cells. So what is happening? Only the characteristic of the parent cell is being transferred. So in DNA copying, there will be some errors. So little variation can be there, but they are mostly identical. Right. So this is the importance of DNA copying in asexual reproduction mainly. So variations will not be much there. There can be very little because of some error in DNA copying. But in sexual reproduction, there will be more variations. So this will be helpful in the maintenance of the species and also in creating newer species. So if there are more and more variations in the long future, what will happen? A new species can take place. New species can occur. That is very least chances are there with asexual reproduction, because variation is very less there, or not there. But in sexual reproduction, a lot of variations are there in the offsprings, because two-parent involvement is there, and both are carrying the genetic material from their ancestral tree. So this is a very important difference. So sexual reproduction is better than asexual reproduction, and in asexual reproduction, single parent is involved. In sexual reproduction, two double parents are involved, and the other differences are there, but they are not very important. Like more offsprings are produced in asexual reproduction, and fewer are produced in sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is a rapid process because only cell division is there by mitosis or meiosis. So mitosis also you have studied earlier. Number of steps are there for cell division, right? Like nesting phase, interphase, then prophase, then metaphase, then anaphase, then telophase, and then the splitting of the cytoplasm to give rise to two daughter cells and two daughter nuclei. First, the karyokinesis takes place, that is division of the nucleus in these steps, and then cytokinesis takes place, division of the cytoplasm. In plant cell by a plate, and in animal cell by a furrow. So these are the ways how new offsprings are being produced by cell division, that is mitosis. For normal cells, for somatic cells, wherever there is a term somatic, that means general cells, right? But in gamete formation, as I referred in my last video also, in gamete formation, what is being done? Which kind of division is taking place? That is meiosis. तो ये meiosis का डिवीजन है जो जिसको रिडक्शन डिवीजन भी बोलते हैं, और इसमें क्या हो रहा है? हैप्लॉइड सेल्स प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं. जैसे माइटोसिस में 2n cells are produced, in meiosis it is a reduction division, so haploid cells are produced, n. So all the gametes are haploid, n number of cells, so that is haploid, and all these general cells are diploid, 2n. Because in mitosis n and n are combining, so it is becoming 2n, and again in meiosis this 2n is again there is a reduction division, and n and n again divide to give 4 offspring. So this is the reduction division that is called meiosis. So this you have to be very clear in your understanding of this chapter, students. And other aspects where like the monoecious plant, examples are coconut, cucurbita, chara, cucumber. In these plants, what is there? Both the types of genders or sexual parts of the flower are there in these kinds of plants. In dioecious plant, only one kind of this sexual part is there. One kind of flower is only there in these plants. The examples are spinach, sago, mulberry. These some examples you have to remember, but questions come related to these aspects. Papaya, kiwi fruit, all these plants are dioecious plant, having only one kind of flower of one gender only. So don't confuse with bisexual or unisexual flowers. Bisexual flowers means both the sexual parts are there. Androecium, gynoecium, both are there, bisexual. And sexual means, and unisexual means only one part is there, one sexual part or reproductive part is there. What are the examples of bisexual flowers? If asked, you should answer rose, lily, tulip, mustard, all are tomato, hibiscus, all are examples of common bisexual flowers. Brinjal, mango, and sunflower also. In unisexual flowers, what are the examples? Students, you should remember all these. Anywhere you have to come across these kinds of questions. Unisexual flowers, coconut flowers, papaya, watermelon, cucumber, maize. These are all unisexual flowers. Bitter gourd, pumpkin, etc. Then we also, trust the reproduction in animals, asexual as well as sexual. We had talked about oviparous animals and viviparous animals. So oviparous animals means they are laying eggs, and eggs are hatched to the newer individuals, the newer organisms. So the examples are birds, frogs, all fishes, they lay eggs, as we all know. The other reptiles except snakes. Reptiles are also oviparous, but except snakes. And viviparous examples are, we all know that they fertilization takes place internally, and they give rise to, give birth to young ones, and they are, of course, humans, all these cows, monkeys, chimpanzees are all viviparous. So in asexual reproduction we had studied about binary fission. तो बाइनरी फिजन में एक खास चीज़ है, वो भी हम लोगों को इसमें पढ़ना है. You have to study in this, that under favorable condition the amoeba withdraws its pseudopodia and secretes a 3-layered hard covering or cyst around itself. एक cyst amoeba के चारों तरफ वो secrete करते हैं, जिसका नाम है, and this phenomena, this process, इस process को क्या बोलते हैं? It's termed as encystation. Encystation, ENCYSTATION. So ये encystation एक process है जो amoeba में होता है. In favorable condition, they secrete a 3-layered hard covering or cyst around itself, which is called, the process is called encystation. और जब when favorable condition return, the encysted amoeba divides by multiple fission. यहाँ पे फिर multiple fission होता है जब favorable condition return back. ऐसे amoeba में क्या होता है? Binary fission. But in this condition, what can happen? Multiple fission happens in amoeba. Or pseudopodiopores happen. They are produced. So pseudopodiopores, they are also are produced. They are the minute amoeba which are produced by multiple fission when the favorable conditions come back. The encysted amoeba divides by multiple fission. So this you have to remember. Sometimes some way the questions can come. And the cyst wall burst out. The cyst wall burst कर जाता है, and the spores are liberated in the surrounding. Then spores are liberated in the surrounding medium to grow up into many amoeba. This phenomenon is known as sporulation. So sporulation also happens in amoeba after multiple fission. when the favorable conditions come back in the encysted amoeba, when they are covering themselves with a three-layered wall, which is called the cyst. So this is clear, students. And questions can be, there are some important questions like what happens when, what are the plants, you know what happens when fertilization takes place? When fertilization takes place in plants, the the other parts of the flowers, they wither out, they fall out, but in some plants, there can be some sepals are attached with the plant, with the flowers, right? So which are those plants where this thing happens? Tomatoes and strawberries, children. Tomatoes and strawberries are the plants. Raspberry, capsicum and chili, they are the plants where sepals remain attached even after fertilization to the flower or sometimes to the fruit. So these remain attached to the plant, tomatoes, strawberries, etc., even after fertilization. These questions come sometimes. I've noted down some important points, that is why I'm taking little time sometimes. And what are the examples of unisexual animals? Unisexual animals are mammals, insects, sponges, birds and reptiles. Bisexual animals examples are earthworm, cockroach, squid, jellyfish, slugs, etc. These are bisexual animals. Earthworm is a common example, which is also, these animals are also called hermaphrodite. So bisexual animals. And unisexual animals, all mammals, insects, sponges are there, birds are there. So this you have to remember. And gamete transfer, gamete has to transfer, gamete has to, the male gamete has to reach the female gamete, we all know that. So mostly the male gamete is motile and the female gamete is static. But in some fungi and algae, the male and female gamete both are motile. So this you have to remember, student. In generally, the male gamete or the sperm is motile, is having a tail, and the female gamete is stationary, the egg is stationary. But in algae or fungi, both the gametes can be motile. So this is an exception which you have to remember. And students, I think I have covered almost all the aspects in this chapter. Then we will go to the next chapter in my next video. Thank you very much for listening. And if you like my videos, please subscribe to them. In Patna, I am having my offline classes also, or online classes also. If anybody is interested, please let me know. So I am always busy with these, work only regarding studies, regarding teaching you all, and in fact learning also. So there is no end of learning. So I am still a student, you can say. So it is better to be a student always. I wish you all the best and stay blessed. Thank you.